Ever seen a dog stare down a challenge with the kind of intensity that makes you question your own courage? That's a pit bull for you. These dogs don't just back down, they flat out refuse. And today, you're about to find out why. From their unshakable loyalty to an almost superhero-level pain tolerance, the secret behind their fearless nature might just surprise you. But hang on, don't mistake this tenacity for aggression. There's a twist that most people don't know, and it's not what you think. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a pit bull the same way again. Imagine this, a pit bull facing off with a situation that would send most dogs running for the hills. Maybe it's a strange noise, a larger animal, or even a human threat. Their muscles tighten, eyes lock in, and they hold their ground like a seasoned soldier. Why? It's not blind aggression, it's instinct, loyalty, and a deep-rooted genetic legacy. These dogs were bred to be strong, sure, but also to protect and persevere. And here's the kicker. They do it not for themselves, but for the people they love. Yep, your pit bull would probably defend you against a zombie apocalypse if it came to it. Although, let's be honest, they'd probably also try to make friends with the zombie if you gave them the good boy nod. So, what makes them so relentless? Let's peel back the layers. Pit bulls have an incredibly high pain threshold, almost like the action heroes of the dog world. If other dogs feel a paper cut, pit bulls can walk through metaphorical fire without flinching. This resilience was historically necessary when they were used in roles that required tenacity. But here's the twist. That same determination makes them phenomenal family dogs. Yep, the same dog that locks onto a tug toy like it's life or death will also patiently endure a toddler dressing it in a tutu. Their never-back-down attitude isn't about aggression, it's about commitment. Speaking of commitment, have you ever seen a pit bull play tug of war? It's like watching a furry Terminator that doesn't understand the word quit. Scientists call it a high prey drive, but we call it Fido's unbreakable faith in his ability to win every game ever. And here's where it gets fascinating. That drive to never let go isn't just physical, it's psychological. Pit bulls are wired to stick with their task, whether it's guarding the house or wrestling a rope toy. Once they decide something matters, they're all in. Imagine if we had that kind of dedication in everyday life. Laundry piles wouldn't stand a chance. But let's bust a myth while we're at it. Pit bulls don't snap out of nowhere. In fact, they're among the most human-focused breeds on the planet. When raised in loving environments, they become so loyal it's borderline clingy. Ever had a pit bull follow you to the bathroom? Congratulations, you've experienced their version of "I will protect you from the terrifying toilet monster." Their tenacity, when properly guided, translates into gentle, patient protectors who will guard your family with their lives. Here's something wild. Studies have shown that pit bulls often score higher in temperament tests than breeds like golden retrievers. Yeah, the same goldens everyone calls angelic. The secret? Pit bulls are incredibly perceptive. They read body language, tone, and situations with the precision of a furry Sherlock Holmes. So when you see that unyielding stance, know this. They're not just reacting instinctively. They're calculating, assessing, and making a decision to protect or relax. And when they choose to stand firm, it's not aggression. It's loyalty on full display. Now, let's talk history, because this trait didn't just magically appear. Pit bulls were once known as nanny dogs in the early 20th century because of their gentle, protective nature with children. Think about that. The same dog unfairly labeled in modern times was once the go-to family protector. Their never-back-down nature originally served a noble purpose, guarding farms, homes, and little humans. Today, that protective instinct remains strong, but sadly, it's been misunderstood. Ever watched a pit bull at the dog park? While other dogs chase balls like kids on a sugar rush, pit bulls tend to observe first. They assess the situation, gauge the energy, then dive in with full force. And if a scuffle breaks out, that unyielding nature kicks in. Not because they want to fight, but because they instinctively protect themselves and their pack. It's like having a canine security detail that takes its job very seriously, even if the threat is just a hyperactive chihuahua named Muffin. Curious about the physical side of things? Pit bulls are like the canine version of a bodybuilder who never skips leg day. Their broad chests, thick necks, and powerful muscles aren't just for show, they're built for action. Their jaw structure plays a big role in their legendary grip. Now, let's clear up a myth that just won't die. Pit bulls do not have locking jaws. Nope, there's no secret latch or hidden mechanism that turns their jaws into a steel trap. What they do have, however, is an almost obsessive level of determination. When a pit bull clamps onto a tug toy, a rope, Or yes, even that stick you really need them to drop. It's not physics keeping that grip intact. It's pure, unrelenting willpower. It's like they've mentally declared, I started this and I will finish it. Honestly, if humans approach their New Year's resolutions with pitbull-like dedication, gyms would be packed year-round. And here's the thing, that relentless persistence isn't just physical, it's deeply psychological. Pitbulls were originally bred for tasks that required stamina, focus, and an unwillingness to surrender. This mindset, often called gameness, means they'll pour every ounce of their energy into whatever they're doing. If it's playtime, they'll tug that rope until your arm feels like it might pop out of its socket. If it's cuddle time, they'll press into you like a 60-pound weighted blanket made of pure love. And if it's time to protect their family, well, let's just say a pit bull standing its ground is a sight that commands instant respect. But here's the plot twist. Their never-back-down attitude isn't rooted in aggression. It's rooted in devotion. Pit bulls don't pick fights just to show off. In fact, they're often more goofy than gruff, just big, muscular comedians wrapped in fur. But when they sense a genuine threat, that switch flips. It's not a matter of dominance, it's a matter of duty. Their family isn't just important, it's everything. And that protective instinct, combined with their physical strength and mental tenacity, makes them some of the most reliable guardians on four legs. Now, let's talk about their love life. No, not in a romantic sense, but in how they love their humans. Pit bulls don't do casual affection. They go all in. Leave the house to grab the mail? Expect a hero's welcome when you return. Step out for a quick grocery run? Brace yourself for a reception that rivals a long-lost soldier returning from war. Their tails wag with such force you'd think they're trying to launch themselves into orbit. And it's genuine. A pit bull doesn't just like you, they adore you with a passion that's both hilarious and heart-melting. This loyalty makes pit bulls some of the best family dogs when properly trained and socialized. There's a reason they were historically known as nanny dogs in the early 20th century. Their gentle, protective nature around children is remarkable. They'll happily endure tiny hands tugging on their ears, sticky fingers poking their noses, and chaotic living room obstacle courses with infinite patience. Of course, like any dog, they need guidance and respect. But when raised with love, they return it tenfold. And let's not forget their work ethic. Pit bulls don't just excel at tug-of-war, they shine in roles like search and rescue, therapy, and police work. Their determination makes them exceptional in high-stakes scenarios where giving up simply isn't an option. Picture a pit bull sniffing through rubble after a natural disaster, tail wagging as if saying, "I'll find them, just watch me." It's this never-say-die attitude that makes them invaluable in life-saving situations. Now, you might wonder, if pit bulls are so loving and loyal, why do they get such a bad reputation? Unfortunately, it boils down to irresponsible ownership, media sensationalism, and outdated stereotypes. Pit bulls are strong and determined, that's true. But like any powerful breed, they need responsible training and socialization. A well-raised pit bull is more likely to lick you into submission than anything else. Yet when bad actors exploit their strength, the consequences make headlines, and the breed gets unfairly labeled. Despite the misconceptions, countless pit bull owners will tell you the same thing. These dogs are goofy, affectionate, and fiercely devoted. And their determination? It's not just about gripping toys or facing down threats. It's about loving their people with an intensity that never wavers. Their hearts are just as unyielding as their grip. So why does a pit bull never back down? It's not aggression. It's not bravado. It's an unshakable commitment to the task at hand, whether that's defending their family, playing with their favorite toy, or showering their human with affection. Their strength is matched only by their heart. And if you've ever experienced the love of a pit bull, you know it's something special. It's like having a best friend who believes, without a shadow of a doubt, that you are the most important person in the world. And honestly, isn't that kind of loyalty something we all could use a bit more of? Now, if you'll excuse me, I suddenly feel the need to challenge a pit bull to a game of tug-of-war. Wish me luck, I'm definitely going to need it.